Hi everybody. Today I'm starting another playthrough of World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore on the the WoW-HC server, wow-hc.com. It's a private server, it's got Permadeath, and I'm going to play a Tauren. Taurens are my favorite race. I just like their look and their lore. I'm going to go with Shaman. I don't think I've done a Shaman yet.
Once a nomadic people, the Tauren roamed the endless plains of the Barrens, hunting the mighty Kodo. Scattered across the land, the wandering tribes were united only by their common hatred for their sworn enemy, the marauding Centaur. Seeking aid against the Centaur, the great chieftain Cairn Bloodhoof befriended the savage orcs who had recently journeyed to Kalimdor. With the orcs' help, Cairn and his tribe were able to drive back the Centaur and claim the grasslands of Mulgore for their own. Upon the windswept mesa of Thunder Bluff, Cairn built a refuge for his people. Over time, the scattered tribes united under a single banner. Though the noble Tauren are peaceful in nature, the rites of the Great Hunt are venerated as the heart of their spiritual culture. As a tribesman of Mulgore, you must test your skills in the wild and prove yourself in the Great Hunt.
Alright, I'm going to try to play more quickly than I had been, although I haven't been successful in my last few tries here, so still got to be careful. But I'm not going to read all of the quests at least in the starting area, and maybe some of them in Bloodhoof, since I've done them a lot. But once I get out into some other zones that I haven't done in a while or that I'm not familiar with, I'm going to be reading the quests and playing sort of like an immersive playthrough.
I've been expecting you.
So a little bit about this server. It's based in Europe. It's a hardcore permadeath server. It's got the 1.12 client. So classic. You have one life. If you die, your character simply is deleted. It's gone. You don't have to delete it like you would in the hardcore add-on. They do have something in the works that's going to be coming up called Sanctuary, which is another server they're gonna use to take characters. I don't know if it's all characters that die or just level 60s, but when your character dies, I suppose if you're level 60, they can be transferred to the new Sanctuary server, so you continue to play, which I like. That's a good idea. The server runs fine. A few camera glitches I've noticed. Sometimes the camera freaks out on me. I was just playing a warrior, so I'm used to having to close with my enemies here, but now I realize I have to use my spells since I'm a shaman. Just like the hardcore add-on for the official World of Warcraft hardcore servers, Blood Cell Buccaneers, really. There are death announcements, so when someone dies, everybody sees it in the chat, and when there's something special, like if somebody hits 60 or if it's a realm first achievement, which they have, it'll come up on screen in the middle of your view. The server seems pretty active. It's got usually around 130, 150 players, which is nothing compared to the official servers, but considering it's pretty new. It only launched in March 26th maybe. I usually see players around and I hear people in the chat. "160 people on right now." I'm figuring it's mostly European players, although I could be wrong about that. Just because the server is located in Europe, that doesn't mean that it would be mostly Europeans, but I'm guessing it is, and so I have a feeling I play at off-peak hours, and there may be more players actually playing on the server than I see. But it's going to be important that the community is good, because the reason why I'm playing on the server is so that I can play the game just as I would if I was playing on the official server, so that I could group with people and, you know, party up, do dungeons, use the auction house, trade. All those things are allowed. To play the game as if you normally would. And I'm hoping that if Blizzard, or when Blizzard comes out with their hardcore server or rule set, that they make it so that you could play normally. Because restrictions, just, I understand them because it's hardcore and you want it to be difficult, and grouping makes it easier, and using the auction house makes it easier, obviously, but I think it takes away from the fun. And I'm mostly a soloer too. I mean, I love to solo. I play a hunter on Bloodsail Buccaneers, and I don't, well, you're not allowed to group, but besides dungeons, but I prefer grouping, but I don't mind playing solo. So I used to take charge when I played EverQuest, and lots of those games I would get groups together, and you know, I learned the dungeons, I learned the areas, I would lead them. Now I'm more laid back and I just kind of take a back seat and I follow along. Well, so it's harder for me to get into groups now. Alright, I got my quests done. Multi-boxing is allowed on this server, whether or not you like that sort of thing. As long as you have two separate accounts, I think. You have to have two accounts. You can't multi-box on the same account, which I don't even know if that's possible. You're not allowed to use software to generate keystrokes and stuff like that. I've tried it. I've tried it just to try it, because I have two computers here and I just do it true boxing, which is using both my computers, control two different characters, two keyboards, two mice, and it's not fun. It's not fun at all.
Go in peace. What brings you here? Go in peace.
I was going to play a warrior. I actually did start to play a warrior.
What brings you here?
And I always liked the warrior, and I never really got far into playing warriors, but I like playing classes that are less played by the majority. So warriors are pretty much the most popular.
How may I aid?
And even though I like the play, and I like to play one, I decided to put that on hold and go with the shaman.
Careful.
So yeah, performance stability of the server is good. Not as good as the official servers, but those are closer to me. I get better ping. And they're made by Blizzard, which are professionals. Not to say that the developers here are not very good, but you know, it's a private server, so I have to expect the official server of the game has the best quality. I would hope it does. Somebody asked on the website for WoW-HC if they would consider opening a server in the eastern part of the US, and a dev actually answered the poll and said that's definitely something they would do once there were more players, so they're still looking to build up the population here.
I've been expecting you. Walk with the Earth Mother.
The sound could be a little higher here, I think.
Peace, friend. Go in peace.
On with the murdering of cougars and pigs. There's also a poll that was made on the forums on the WoW-HC website that has to do with multi-boxing and players' concerns about it. Right now, faction balance on this server is 59% Alliance and 41% Horde. That's another reason why I chose to play Horde and Tauren, because I like playing the underdog. Sometimes I'll just run in and get into combat with my mace so that I can make sure my defense gets maxed out. I guess as a shaman I wouldn't have to worry too much. They are predominantly a melee class from what I remember. I'm looking forward to the EverQuest TLC coming in a couple weeks. WoW-Quint, I think it's called. For that, I'm going to try to multi-box, or dual box, a Shadow Knight and a Shaman. In EverQuest, multi-boxing is not as bad for me because it's a slower game and it's just such a grind that if you can do it with two characters and build up two characters at the same time as one, it just makes sense. There's a lot of content in EverQuest that you just can't do without help, so sometimes it's hard to find help. Too many people are playing EverQuest. Although if you tried the P99 server, Project 1999 EverQuest, you'll find a lot of people playing that, over 1,000 on the green server, on normal times. And just one other thing about the server, it has limited options, so if you went into went into your interface options, and you know, there's nothing compared to what the options you get on the official server. Even most other private servers have more options. I used to be much better at games, MMOs. Used to be better at leveling. Well, I had more time to do it, so really, I don't know if it's a question of better, or I just had more time to do it, because these games do take a lot of time. But I decided I'm going to change my style, or continue my style that I've been lately, and that is to just play casual. Take my time, play at a slow pace, read the quests, enjoy the game. There's no rush to the end. As much as I'd love to get to 60 and see a lot more of the game, I'm not going to rush to do it. I'm not going to use add-ons, even though I don't think you can use add-ons here. There actually might be a way. Reading through the forums, again, I saw them talking about a way to get some add-ons, or places to look to get add-ons for the client that they're using here. But I'm not going to use them. I rarely use them on other servers. The one that I did try recently is the voiceover add-on, which is pretty neat. I just like to get immersed in the game world and enjoy the journey. So hopefully I get to do that here with my favorite race. Don't think Shaman is my favorite class, but they do seem kind of neat. I would like to do the battlegrounds. That they haven't opened them yet in this server, but they do plan on it. I read that they're going to have battlegrounds that you can do and not have to worry about dying. So it's not going to be PvP permadeath in the battleground. Well, that's just what I heard. These guys are going to be a little tough for me. I'm only level 3. I do have a heal, so I'm not too worried about it. Lately I've been trying some other games. I've been playing Warhammer Online, or the private server version of it, Return of Reckoning, which is fun. It's a lot of PvP, RVR content. And I've started a new character on EverQuest 2's newest PvP server. And that's fun. I always liked EverQuest 2, in fact. It was released 2 weeks before this, and that's the game I played. Mostly I stuck with that, and I didn't play World of Warcraft for a while until I switched over. But I've seen these games evolve from the first ones made up till the most recent ones. Over the years, I've probably played 75% of MMOs that have been released at one point or another. And the thing that really draws me to them is the worlds that seem alive and vibrant, you know, dynamic worlds where things are going on and the fantasy setting is good. Not too like far-fetched, not too crazy. Fantasy games usually are my favorite. I mean, I do play Star Wars Galaxies. I played for a long time. I still play Star Wars The Old Republic. Actually meant to get back into that. Usually I play that with my son. He likes that one. But games like Ultima Online, you know, the original EverQuest, they were classics that I'm happy are sort of making a comeback with probably the, you know, older crowd, although I do see some younger players playing in P99. Alright, that was just a warm-up for these guys. Get the belts from these guys, but you know, I haven't tracked. Yeah, I don't have the quest for the pigs yet, so I'm just gonna kill these guys. It'd be hard to say what my favorite MMORPG is. I mean, the first game that comes to mind, if someone asked me that, would be probably Star Wars Galaxies. Just because it is so unique in the way I played that game. I played for a long time, and I played one character. And I never got into combat once with that character. It's like a crafter slash role player. And the community was amazing as far as that was concerned, so I was able to just enjoy the game in a totally unique way, in a totally different way than I had in any other MMO. And of course that is the pre-combat upgrade, the original Star Wars Galaxies. Once they changed it, I became much less interested. And as far as PvP, Dark Age of Camelot probably is still my favorite. I've actually played that recently on the new Eden private server. The actual game is still going, the official game. And if I was to pick my favorite modern MMO, it would probably be Albion Online. It kind of reminded me of Ultima Online, although it really is not like Ultima. I played Albion Online all throughout the pandemic. Developed my character a lot. I got pretty high in all my skills. Guild, did a lot of PvP. That game I played almost like I used to play UO and EverQuest years ago. I just played it for hours straight. World of Warcraft has such a great background. The story, although it gets crazy with the expansions. You know, the original story is pretty neat. I used to play Warcraft and Warcraft 2 as a kid. And then hearing about World of Warcraft was just really exciting news at that time. I was like so into like the 3D graphics back then. It was, you know, you'd have your voodoo cards, SOI mode, and 3D graphics were sort of a new up and coming thing. And EverQuest, I thought, was like the most amazing thing. It looked amazing. It was, you know, actual 3D models and running through the world. It was exciting after playing Ultima Online and having that top-down view with little sprites. It just was like night and day. But then World of Warcraft came out with EverQuest 2. EverQuest 2 had the more modern, like the more realistic type of graphics, which I was more drawn to at the time. And I thought, well, World of Warcraft looks cartoony, you know, it looks like a cartoon. Kids. Well, you know, over 15 years later, you look at both games and this is the one that holds up much better graphically. Fights take a pretty long time with the Shaman. I have to go get my skills. I hit level 4, so I can go back to level up. I wonder if I should do that first before trying. Well, I'm going to get the belts. I'll get the rest of the belts, then I'll go back. I'm not going to try and kill the boss without getting my new skills and new spells. The MMORPG I'm most looking forward to, I think, is probably Monsters and Memories, which is sort of a homage to EverQuest. I think there are some original EverQuest developers that are involved in that project, and the stress test just recently came out that did not go well for me. It was a mess. I'm hoping that'll be a good game. Alright, I'm not going to take a chance to do that. I thought about it, and I don't want to die at level 4. So I'm going to make my way out of here, collect the rest of the belts. To get my friends to play World of Warcraft Classic with me, you know, not even just a hardcore server, not even just hardcore, but just a regular classic. And they're not interested, you know, they wouldn't play EverQuest. Obviously, they can't put the time in. They don't want to deal with the penalties, the consequences. That's what makes it, I wouldn't say fun, but that's what makes it engaging for me when there are consequences right now. You know, the ultimate consequence is permadeath. But in some games, you know, when you die, you lose a lot of experience, or you lose your items. Albion Online, you die out in a red zone or a black zone, and all your stuff is gone. But you get that stuff back relatively easy. It's not terribly inconvenient. What is inconvenient is, you know, having to do a corpse run across the world for a game that has no travel system. That's when you have to know people and have people help you. But that, to me, is what MMORPGs are about. I could play the game like I play hardcore by myself, go through the game and just see other people running around playing, but never really interact with them. But I prefer to play it where other people are there and willing to help, or I could help them and do things as a group, or do things together as like a faction. Okay, should I hearth back? I think I will. This guy's gonna attack me. Yeah, so far the warrior playthrough was a level of fun. I got to level 7 on warrior. I still have him on the server. I actually recorded it, but realized afterwards that there was no sound. So there was at least no voice. You could hear the sounds of the game, but I was talking and you couldn't hear me at all. So I decided to start again with a shaman.
What brings you here?
Do I have room? Yeah.
Farewell.
Ah, I've been expecting
She wants me to kill the chief. I'd be happy to.
hail. May the eternal sun shine upon thee. You wish to speak? Walk with the Earth Mother.
It just occurred to me that I have not been using my rockbiter weapon. Get that here. And Earth Shock.
Peace, friend. May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
Greetings. Be careful.
Alright, so now we have to go back there one more time. Kill the chief. and kill the battle boars. Anybody can play Warcraft or any of the MMOs that are out that focus on PvE. Go through the content, enjoy the game's journey, and that's fine. I mean, I like to do that. Predominantly, that's what my friends do. But when it comes to PvP, they shy away from it. They don't want to get ganked. Having that little extra danger, that like lingering fear, not so much fear, but like suspense, you know, going out into the open world, let's say you just needed to mine some stone or ores, or you were just trying to complete a quest, just always looking over your shoulder for the enemy faction that might be there. And it's a funny story of my friend that I play with often. He always turns down my requests to play. You know, I say let's pair up, let's play Warcraft Classic or Hardcore or EverQuest. He says, no, I don't want to waste my time doing that. So that's fair enough. Then we play Valorant, where he will just, you know, run out at night in the rain in the swamps, try to run into a crypt so that he could mine some ore, and he's not prepared, and he just gets killed, and he has to run all the way back to get all his stuff, and I mean, that's a waste of time. So that's the difference. I guess it's just really your experience that you get while playing it. Like, I know I've been frustrated, especially playing Albion online and trying to move some gear from the hideout to the city or vice versa, or just having a good run and my bags are just loaded with some really good stuff. Just trying to get back to the city to unload that stuff in the bank. But I get caught, I get killed, and then, you know, let's say hours of playing are wasted, but are they really wasted? I didn't have anything to show for it in terms of items, but it was fun to do. Now I'm going to go in there, I'm going to kill the chief, and then I'm going to kill the boys on the way out. So my goal for this character, you would think, is to reach level 60. Of course I do want to reach level 60, but that isn't my number one goal. I am going to try to learn how to play Shaman, because I've had a Shaman before. I'm pretty sure I've never gotten past level 20. In fact, it's the case with most classes in WoW. I think Paladin is the class I've gotten the furthest with, and that might have been in the 50s a while ago. I want to learn how to play the game better. I want to learn the class. And I would definitely like to get further than I had been, because I've had terrible... My last 3 hardcore attempts have been terrible. I think I died before level 10 in my last 2. One with a rogue. And the other, I think, was with a priest. Priest is probably my favorite class in the game. If Tauren's my favorite race, I think priest would be my favorite class. I'm low on mana, but I'm going to try this anyway.
I need more
feel like I'm going the wrong way. I definitely am. So in the past I've taken a really cautious approach in my hardcore playthroughs, mostly by just going slowly and over-leveling. So just killing mobs over and over and getting that little extra experience with each area. Trying to stay a level ahead of everything, at least a level ahead of everything. Now this time I don't know if I'm going to do that. I'm just going to go through. And I'm going to be very, very cautious about certain places, like caves, elites, things like that. Things I don't really have to do. I'm just not going to do it. Which sort of contradicts what I said about seeing the game and, you know, learning the game. I'm not going to learn the game by skipping content, but there are just some places that I know are too risky for a player that doesn't really know the class. I may change my opinion on that as I level up and get more skills and have a better toolkit to deal with situations, but I just know from, you know, playing my last few characters that it's just not worth risking. It's not worth doing things that don't make sense. Like, I think my rogue died just in Elwyn Forest, trying to fight some random bandits. I forget what they're called again. Cultists. And I think that's where most of my hardcore deaths for my characters have come from. It's just not really paying too much attention and being a little too risky. There's just some risks that are not going to be worth taking. If I could identify them and just move on, I might make it to 60. I'm still going the wrong way, aren't I? Here we go. World of Warcraft has been fun past few months, especially playing hardcore. I also play on the regular servers, classic servers. I think I play on Mantric, and I play retail a little bit, not a lot. Usually I play with my son. We pair up and we play retail and go through. It's much different than this. Fast gameplay, easy leveling. But it's still fun. It's just different. It's harder to find time to play with him because he's always playing something else. He's actually a pro. And he plays Fortnite. Why can't I cast that on? Oh, because I moved it. We had a tournament last night. I think it was the FNCS Open Community Cup. I don't think there was a money payout, but he and his partner did well. They finished 10th. And I think there were over 38,000 teams. So he put it up on Twitch, and that's what I did last night. It's pretty entertaining. I kind of watch it like it was a football game. In March, when he was in the grand finals, it was up on Twitch. Twitch streamed it, and then like they show all of the players. They like rotate between the top teams, but they show everybody. So when he would come on, we were all watching it. We'd be like, "There he is!" It's kind of exciting. Alright, let's do this. Should I kill the Shaman first? I think I will. So in the future, what do I have lined up? I think I'm going to do the EverQuest TLC. I would like to continue the EverQuest 2 PvP server, but I don't think I'm going to because I've already been slacking, and I'm sure I'm way behind everybody. And there are only so many games that I could play and stay caught up. Like this is not such a big deal. I don't need to catch up to anybody, and I can play at my own pace, so I'll be doing this for sure. But I think it's good to play other things and prevent the burnout. I still am interested in Warhammer Online, Return of Reckoning. I'll be doing that. I reinstalled Albion Online. Haven't gotten back into it, but I plan on it at some point. That's another game that my son and I play together. He's really good at that too. He likes to do Hellgates, so we log in. That's pretty much all we do is the 2-man Hellgates. He carries me. Oh, I probably should kill this pig. Rock fighter weapon. We're doing it the hard way. can't use the hearth, so I'm walking back. So some of the games I had mentioned were Ashes of Creation, and there are others that I know they're going to be good, but I'm just afraid they're not coming out anytime soon.
I need more mana.
This is a level 5. Yikes. I have no mana. There's a boar coming. Thought about playing the whole time in first person. Probably get a an achievement for that, but you can't see behind you. I even have my camera zoomed in. Best to play like this, see what's coming up behind you. I'm lost again. I think I have to make a right here. I'm going to follow the torches. Some non-MMO games I'm interested in. The Isle, which I'm getting back into. Both the Legacy game and Evrima, the newer version of the game. Still a lot of players playing that. It's fun. It's a survival dinosaur game, but there is some fighting in it. Darkest Dungeon 2 just came out. That looks really cool. And Age of Wonders 4 looks really good. I'd like to check that out. I'm trying to get my buddies to sit down for a few hours and play World of Warcraft, the board game, which I have. It's an old game, hard to find now. I probably could sell that for a fortune. I bought it on eBay years ago. And It's pretty good. It's fun. It's based on this. It's based on WoW. Try and dodge this maze of pigs. There's the Azeroth night sky, a huge moon. That took me an hour. Probably not going to get to level 6, not quite, after turning in these quests. Maybe. But just to do the intro area. I thought it went kind of slowly as a shaman. I think I did it quicker with my warrior. I think in an hour with my warrior I was already on quests and out killing prairie wolves and plain, and the swoop, and I was level 7 by an hour. But warrior is quick, he's got the charge.
How may I aid you? Be careful.
What brings you here?
Why can't I wear mail? Oh, because I'm a shaman.
Wind.
Later on, I think I can wear mail.
Looking for something special?
This doesn't let you compare either. It's one thing I didn't mention about the server. Usually you press, shift on an item and it shows you what you're wearing compared to what you have hovered. So now I have to open my character panel and look to see. This belt has got 19 armor, and this belt has got 13. Oh no, this belt's got 23. I'll wear that. Oh, I sold it. Okay, whatever. I'm not too worried about it. They were about the same. I do need the gloves, though. Wear those. And I need the chest piece. Sell the rest.
Greetings, traveler. Goodbye.
Attack on Camp Narachi. I'm going to give this to the chief. Oh, we did get level 6.
How may I aid you?
Oh, I do have to go back out there to Kodo Rock. I almost forgot about that. That took me so long to find that the first time I played Shaman. When I get my shield. I'm gonna go there, finish this quest up, and then I'll be on my way to Cairn Bloodhoof. It's been relatively quiet. I mean, players have been dying, but the chat hasn't been too lively today. Let me see, am I even in world chat? No, I am. I didn't train, but this is non-combat. I have to remember to train before I take the walk over to Bloodhoof Village. So much for non-combat. I haven't gotten any bags, which stinks. Mokka, level 3 Tauren Druid. There's Seer Ravenfeather.
You wish to speak?
My first totem.
Walk with the Earth Mother.
Stone Skin Totem. Summons a Stone Skin Totem with 5 health at the feet of the caster. The totem protects party members within 20 yards, reducing melee damage taken by 4. Alright. And I'll see my trainer.
Ah, I've been expecting you.
Another totem, Earthbind Totem. Summons an Earthbind Totem with 5 health at the feet of the caster for 45 seconds that slows the movement speed of enemies within 10 yards. And an upgraded Healing Wave.
May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
Gotta start thinking about the professions I want. I'm probably just gonna take this stroll over to the inn in Bloodhoof Village off the camera. So you don't have to see this long, slow jog. There could be a little danger once I get through. I know that some of those wolves are aggro and probably about a level or 2 higher than me. But I will dodge them. And I'll see you next time in Bloodhoof Village. Thanks for watching.